Yash Holgo. He's an Eagle Scout from Troop 667, which is actually in Penasquitos, and he's presenting information on a virtual trail project that he developed for the Los Penasquitos Canyon Preserve. So you want to set up over here, and then I'll move over here. No, I'm going to bring some chairs over here.
No, don't worry about it.
Put it up here. You're going to have to move. Today, I can't say. You're going to have to move anyway.
That is true.
Stop.
You gonna stay there too?
Okay, well, my name is Yash Wilgol. I'm from Troop 667. We meet in Rancho Penasquitos at St. Timothy's Episcopal Church. I'd like to take a few moments to discuss my Eagle project and let you know what's been going on at the Los Penasquitos Canyon Preserve. Well, I guess the first thing we need to start doing is describing what made me want to do this project. Well, first of all, I wanted it to benefit the users of the Los Penasquitos Canyon Preserve. This includes families, hikers, bikers, equestrians, and any other user who uses this canyon. This is also intended to aid visitors, especially those parents with small children, by allowing them to plan their trip into the canyon. Furthermore, I'd like to inform the public about points of interest that are very important to the canyon, including potential danger areas such as areas abundant with poison oak. Well, let's go on to the project description. What did I actually do? We refurbished the mile markers in the Los Penasquitos Canyon. This included giving them a fresh coat of paint that allowed people to basically see where each of the mile markers are, as they are now more visible than they were before. Additionally, we took the GPS coordinates of each of the mile markers and the creek crossings. This allowed us to compile an information packet. We'll get to that a bit more in depth in a bit. Additionally, we created these things called QR codes. These QR codes are quick response codes that allow people to scan a code, and that'll give them all the relevant information like this. So, what is an information packet exactly? Well, what it is a link to the Virtual Trails website. This is a website I created, and it'll basically allow a user to access 2 interactive maps, quick response codes, and they can be accessed anywhere, at home or on location in the canyon. QR codes are quick response codes, like I mentioned, and they're developed for the automotive industry. These quick response codes allow a person who works in a factory to basically scan a code and get all the information about the car that they're about to build. These have slowly been implemented all over in our lives, including ads, brochures. Actually, you'll see them anywhere. I'll bet that you'll see one every single day. This Virtual Trails project is accessible, like I mentioned, at home and on location. So, what exactly is accessible at home? At home, on your computer, you can access 3 interactive maps. The first one is the Ranch House, and the Ranch House is basically it's a virtual tour of a National Historic Site that is one of the first settlements in San Diego County. Additionally, I created a trail map. So once you scan the trail map code, it'll show you all the different mile markers, creek crossings, relative distances, and what to see nearby. Finally, I allowed first-time viewers to see where exactly this canyon is by giving them all the different trailheads which you can access the park. Well, now that I've discussed a bit about what you can do at home, this is the magical part of this project. You can also access what I created on location at the preserve. You can access 2 maps, all accessible by QR codes, of course. The ranch house map is also accessible, in addition to the trail map. Also, at individual mile markers, there's going to be a code put on them, and that way when you're at a mile marker, you can go scan a code, and it'll tell you all the relative information that you'll need at that mile marker, including distances to the nearest trailhead, other creek crossings, etc. And this will allow you to plan your trip in the canyon as well. I've presented this project to a number of places, actually. The Friends of the Los Penasquitos Canyon Preserve, the Los Penasquitos Canyon Preserve Citizens Advisory Committee, the Rancho Penasquitos Town Council, the San Diego County Parks and Recreation Department, which included the director and his senior staff, the Rancho Bernardo Recreational Council, and also the Boy Scout Imperial Council Board of Directors, who presented this project an award for being an innovative community service project. So, what's the status of this project? Well, the Eagle project itself is completed. QR codes are posted at each of the trailhead kiosks, and the QR codes that will go on the mile markers will be implemented very soon. They'll be printed on special materials that are waterproof and similar to the street signs that you see on each of the roads. Additionally, the Los Penasquitos Canyon Citizens Advisory Committee is interested and willing to maintain the site long term. I'm planning to continue to improve and enhance the site, taking into consideration what the public wants and needs. For example, I've gotten some suggestions about adding local flora and fauna to the map, which will allow people in the canyon, well, to see, oh, whoa, I see some oak. It'll allow people to have that aha moment, to see what you have in your park, well, inside your textbook or wherever, and actually see it in person. Well, there's a lot of future to this. This is one of the first parks in the nation to implement QR codes. This is relatively new, and it can be created in any park. The county rangers are also starting to adapt this project for multiple uses. For example, if you go to Dos Picos, one of the county parks, they might be able to create some sort of trail system similar to this one. Additionally, the community parks around San Diego might also be something to look for with this project. I'd like to thank everyone who's helped me along the way with this project, including the County of San Diego Supervising Ranger Paul Kumarchek, the San Diego City Park Ranger Gina Washington, Senior Ranger Gina Washington, Mrs. Flynn, my Boy Scout Eagle counselor, also my troop, of course, my family and friends as well. Now I can answer any of your questions, but before I do, let me show you the magic of this project in person. Well, right here I have an iPad, and I've opened a free QR application. So this is a free reader that allows a person to scan QR codes. They can be found on any of the app stores, on any of the platforms. So right now I've opened a window that will allow me to scan the code. Once I scan a code over here, it'll make a nice sound. And once I open the code, let's see, 1 second, let it load. Okay, so it's loaded now, and once I click on one of the markers, which I'm at, it'll open some information about where you are in the canyon. For example, it says you're approximately 0.79 miles from the waterfall, one of the key points of interest in the canyon. And this QR code reader can be applied to anything. For example, not only is it connected to the mile markers, it's also connected to the map. So, would anyone like to come up and scan?
Anyone with a smartphone, right?
You need a
yes.
smartphone
Yes.
or an iPad. But if you don't, you're out of luck.
Actually, no, not really. You aren't out of luck. Because you can access it on your computer or on any phone that you can go on the internet. So, it's not necessarily a smartphone.
But if you're there, the only way, if you can download, obviously, hard copies from your computer, print them, and bring them with you.
Yeah, you can do that too.
But that's the only way, if you don't have a smartphone physically at the site.
Ed, do you have a
I have
smartphone?
a smartphone.
Why don't you go up and
We'll all have smartphones soon.
give it a try?
Us older folks don't have.
Do you have any other questions? I can answer any.
Two of them.
Yes.
Gonna try it too?
The old Wetzel.
That's a valid offense. See, these young guys use it voluntarily. Why did it?
I'm not sure. Yes.
All right. Right to the.
Well,
Pretty cool, huh?
let me put it this way. It took everyone in the community participated over 500 hours for this project. And I did almost half of that.
Thank you.
I want to thank you. I think you did an excellent, wonderful, fantastic.
Thank
It's
you.
the third time I've seen it, and it just amazes me each time. Such a young man to do this is fantastic.
Have the state parks contacted you?
No.
I'm sure they will.
Fantastic.
Also MIT.
And I'm sure you made your dad proud.
Any other questions?
Sure.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.